next episode we'll do some tapping, naked dancing. Who knows? Welcome everyone.
Yes.
Yes, episode 6 of Model See the Light today, and we have a special guest.
It's our first episode where we are inviting a beautiful another model onto our show to kind of bring this platform out into the open and bring in new voices and new stories and opinions. We've been feeling very much that, you know, this is very important that it's intersectional and it includes voices from all different experiences and bodies and races and cultures. Because as models and as women, we're on the same journey, but we're also very unique in our journeys, and it's important that everyone's voice gets heard.
It's all good. My name is Kaone. Hi, guys.
Yes, please introduce yourself.
Well, yes, like I said, my name is Kaone. My surname is Kario. I'm from Botswana, and I've been modeling now for a while. I've been modeling for too long. Well, long enough to know that.
Is it ever too long?
I know, right? No, it's not. You know what? I take that back. Hi, my name is Kaone Kario, and I'm from Botswana, and I've been modeling for a while now.
Beautiful.
And I'm happy to be here because this model has seen the light.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's start from there.
It's seeing the light, rather. I mean,
Yes.
it's seeing the light because I
Yes.
think has is too definitive. It's seeing. I'm seeing the light.
Do you already want to dive deep? Because this is already such a beautiful beginning, and I want to ask you, like, where did you had that time, or when was that time for you when you saw the light?
I don't think there's a specific moment where I could say to you, oh, boom, here's the light. I think the light. What I do know for sure was that the light, or the thing that moment happened in pain.
Yeah.
There's something about
In the
being
shadow.
in the shadow. There's something about being stripped of everything that you have used as your identity. You know, when life comes and strips you of the things that you have attached the things that I attached my identity to. So when I saw the light, when the process began of me, I guess, unraveling, was when the things that I had defined that I used to define me were outside of me. How can I place my value on things that are outside of me? So when those were gone and there was nothing left but darkness, somewhere in there you have to find something else to anchor you. And there was a light.
This is so relevant, I think, for even our title, which I'm still dealing with, because I feel I don't want to negate the importance of the shadow element in order to find the light, and that is like nature, the death, the darkness is the opportunity for rebirth. And so when we speak about light, we actually speak about
Darkness.
the darkness.
Yes, you can't have the other without the other, and my shadow self, as much as she's not always the most good-looking version of me, she's a necessary.
Is that possible?
No, she's necessary. You know, she's necessary for I guess for balance and the completion of my being. Because otherwise, there's no substance. It's gotta be. And you know what? Learning to love the shadow. That's something I'm doing. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I can't stand sometimes when she jumps out. So yeah, I'm learning to love the shadow. But the shadow and the light, we need both.
Yeah.
I couldn't see the light without the shadow. I mean, the shadow had to have an unraveling for me to even dare ask questions. You know?
But I think it's a lifetime journey.
We're
all on it. Annette and me, we're all on this journey.
All of us, actually.
And it's never ending. And it's layer after layer after layer that we're working on. And every layer feels like a milestone, and it feels amazing. So that's also why we keep doing this, I think.
Yeah. And I think a part of me, I thought that you jump through one hurdle, or you deal with one thing, and then that's done, and look at me now, I'm a monk like Soma. I can walk on water, bitches. no.
No.
And then there's
I feel like the one that
This
comes
is-
after that
it's
is even
even
more
worse.
intense.
It's like, oh fuck, I know,
Yeah.
I'll flip, brother. Oh gosh,
Yeah,
I'm
you
swearing so
thought.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I thought that you would.
Once you think you
I
know.
think it was a destination.
Mm.
I really did. I really did. I really thought that. I really thought there was a destination, and I'm starting to realize that this moment here is the right here and right now is a destination.
That's why we're here, you know. I think we just had a little talk with the three of us, and we just realized that we are models, and we want to have a voice, and we want to actually use our experience and our shadows to, you know, to inspire other people.
Mm.
And that's really why we're here.
Women first, right?
Yeah.
As much as
Yeah.
I model, I feel, yeah, we model. It's a performance piece.
Yes.
It's not one's totality.
Mm.
It's not all that we are. It just so happens to be that your consumption of us is based off of stories we don't really get to tell ourselves. They're not our stories to tell. Your consumption of most of us is our participation in someone else's story.
Mm. Yeah, this is huge. So this is an opportunity for you to get to know Kaone for
Special
who
K.
she is.
Mm.
Special K. Outside of the image of what you see her in the magazines or in the
Ads,
in the ads and things, and yeah, tell us about that little girl
Oh, girl.
behind the camera.
You know what? Actually, I'm so glad you said that because she likes the spotlight. She really does. No, she does. And I think for the longest time I denied that because it feels like it's embarrassing to be like, oh my god, I love attention. Is it not? Of course, not just attention, but specific kind of. I'm a performer. I've always been a performer. It's just I've made peace with that. Entertainment is where I belong. The performance space is where I belong. How I do that is still unraveling. But I do believe that the little girl in me knew. She always knew she wanted to be in front of a camera. I feel like my whole life is dictated in so many ways by her dream. So, yeah, I wanted to be inside the box, the television, and I get to do it. And so, it's been rather interesting to go from the ugly duckling to then become a model, which was a huge transition from going to be the ugliest girl in class. All of a sudden, you're one of the prettiest. It's like, wait, excuse me, I didn't get the memo. You know?
How was that when you grew up, and your parents, how were they with you getting into the modeling industry?
They have no idea what modeling is. My parents are just like for real. Like, what? I mean, my dad is like, yo, dude, what's this? My mom.
Isn't he super proud when he sees you
I
on
mean,
the
look,
billboards?
I
and
think
he
it's
doesn't-
nice. It's really nice, but it's still like, so
What are you doing?
what are you doing? Like, you know, like, so.
Do you use your hands? Do you work with your
And
hands?
for them, and I get it. Like, it's just not. It's not like honestly, I really do think my parents would prefer if I was a doctor or something, or like. I get it, and I understand, like, my dad's concern, of course, is the security. There's no security in what we do, which is true, and I told him I understand. So sure, I'm proud, they're proud, my mom is super proud. My mom reckons I told her, my feet will show me the world, so she's not surprised. Yeah, no, she's not surprised, she's cool. I do understand their fears, because I think it's the insecurities that we all deal with of, we don't have security, like your regular sort of employment, if you may.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there seems to be a cap on modeling. Like we're stuck in the trap of youth or ageless beauty, and you need to start
early.
and
Milk it.
milk it when you're young, otherwise you're not worth it.
Yeah.
But thankfully, there is more to models, and that's why these shows and these opportunities are taking place, because we have a depth of a soul within us that's also looking to be heard. And how did you find, this is so interesting you spoke about your inner child, because I also dealt with this inner child that was like, I wanted to be a performer, I wanted to be the drama queen, I love being on stage. And then I started on my spiritual journey, which I think you're very much also a seeker, and did that conflict with this desire to be seen?
I don't think so, because I always say that even when I model, even when I shoot, right, as much as it looks to you like just a picture, for me it was a whole experience. I come for you. You get the brief, you listen to the client, you're like, okay, I hear you. And then you put the clothes on, and then you embody this thing. You embody this woman that's supposed to buy this thing. I look right at that camera and I come for you. So no, it actually just aids. It aids because now, I've always felt for me people. I mean, when I shoot in front of the camera, it's one of the most quietest and calmest places for me to be. So this is my bliss.
This is my spiritual.
This is my bliss. We're happy here. Like if I'm in front of a camera, taking direction, standing there and waiting for that countdown and then action. Oh my God.
I think that's also what we can, that's the light that we can bring on set, because we always feel like, as a model you can't really be in the spotlights, but I think we can bring our spiritual side actually to set and inspire other people, because I remember Annette coming home 2 days ago and she was like, I was just connecting with so many people on set, and it's actually you make people interested in that. You bring love
into all the spaces.
Into all trying to bring actually, that's it.
It's refreshing for a lot of people to have us on set.
Because you're not, we're not nobody has time for mean girls.
No.
You can sit with us.
Yes, you can sit with us. And you can drink tea with us.
You can sit with us,
Eat chocolate, because we do eat.
Yeah.
But we did an episode about Give Me My Body Back, hashtag. And actually, Kaone, she reacted to us, and she maybe wants to share a story with us, or why did it trigger you? Why did hashtag Give Me My Body Back trigger you?
First of all, I don't even know why I must ask you for permission to give you back my body. I'm pissed off.
Just as a start.
Angry. We'll start with that. I love it.
Goddamn.
It's your party, baby.
Wait. I think the more you think about it, the more I think about it, the more I realize I've been conditioned from the get-go that my body was never my body for my consumption, my enjoyment, my pleasure, mine. It was you grow up, you're raised to be the virgin that you're gonna present to your husband. And then that doesn't happen because somebody happened.
Are you raised Christian or
Yes,
Catholic? Christian. Full Christian.
I failed. Anyways.
Do you want your parents to see this episode?
Actually, you know what? I'm so glad my parents are not on social media. Well, my mom is on Facebook, but she'll never see this because I think she knows.
Okay,
Anyway.
I won't send it to her.
Your body, like my body, is for someone else's consumption. You save it for him, okay. And then modeling happens, right? Now all of a sudden, it's for everybody's consumption. And I don't know what to do with this because this is happening to me and I'm supposed to be really happy. And I am really happy. I'm really happy that I'm in this moment, that I'm getting these experiences. But I'm also not sure. I don't know how to articulate all the other things that are happening. How do I say I'm uncomfortable here when I want to be impressive? How do I say, but why is my top off when I want to be liked? How do I say I am uncomfortable and I don't know why I'm uncomfortable? Something here makes me uncomfortable and I don't have the words. How do I get you to stop touching me without my permission? How do I say it without you saying I'm angry? How do I say it without you saying, why are you so aggressive? Why are you not aggressive enough in your backing off of me? So Give Me Back My Body has just been, for me, it was just, even for me, I just wanted my body back because it's been violated and taken advantage of and used in ways that I did not permit, that I did not allow, that I did not want, that I did not agree to, and so that hurts and so our pain becomes our anger. My pain becomes my anger, and so at the moment I'm just in a journey of, I'm just in a, can I get my body back? Can I own my vagina? Can I feel comfortable in the totality of my being? Can I feel safe in my own body? So that's why I was just like, I want my body back.
And this is a story of the woman, of the world.
I feel like so many women, so many females. There's that poster that does around every woman knows somebody who's been, sort of like everyone knows somebody who's been sexually sort of violated or sexually, but no man knows anybody who does that. So it's like, it's the female, and it's not even just the model thing, like so you include, it's not just the model thing, like it's just the female. I also just coming into the womanhood, coming into my own
empowerment.
power.
Yeah.
It's like there's
the embodiment of all that you are, and to own it.
It's actually quite a trip.
Shoo. That's fucking seeing the light.
That's some fucking unraveling too. It was just like, I was like, wow, I've been here all along.
Do you feel it gets easier the older you grow? That you feel like I can say no better? Or I've been doing some research about you, and I've been reading a lot, and I just love all your work.
Thank you.
I've been seeing your last posts, and they're so beautiful, but they're half naked and nude. And I really want to know, like, what was your story about that?
It was the same thing as Operation Give Me Back My Body. There was an ache here. Okay, there's an ache here that I needed it to see the light, because it can only hurt. It can only be shameful. And it can only hurt for as long as it's covered. So I figured, without any clothes, if I don't have any clothing on, what am I? And then I said to the photographer, I want you to look inside. I'm gonna give you what's inside. So that's all I did was just hand over the pain that was in me at that time. That's all it is. And it was for me, it felt like there's something about nudity that sets me free. I like being naked, and I know that when we say that, it's like, oh my God, you're a freak. No, guys, comfort for me means if I could just be in a space where I'm allowed to be in my nude, I'm really happy. So that's
like a reclaiming.
It's like so that space. Yeah. So that was it.
And I think all women are yelling and screaming for this freedom. I've been reading this beautiful book that Annette gave me, The Burning Woman.
Oh shit.
Yes, you have to read it. It's amazing. The Burning Woman. I've been thinking about you a lot.
I'm already on fire.
But the first chapter is literally, she says, like, all us women just want to dance naked around a fire. And I was like, do I really want that? Do I really want to dance naked around a fire?
Feel safe enough to do it.
With your sisterhood and with your sister. And actually, that felt so amazing when I was thinking about that feeling of just dancing naked.
Wild woman.
The wild woman inside of us just wants to dance naked and be free. It's when we come home, we can finally take off our clothes.
This is why you get home and you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
Usually I arrived here and took off my clothes.
Yeah, the first thing.
Yeah, I loved it. She was already in her bra, and I was like, yes, girl, take it out.
It's like,
hot out. Yeah.
Comfort. So yeah, that was one of the reasons. It was just that I just needed, and also it was one of the few times I had control over the story that I was telling. So it was my story to tell, and I could tell it how I wanted to tell it, as raw and as ugly as I could be. Because we model, and then there's this obsession with looking pretty. You know, there's this with like your best angle, and your. So I thought, you know what? Fuck the best angle. The best angle is the real one.
Yes, but you don't have bad angles.
No,
what is
you know
that?
what I mean?
Like she doesn't have any bad
You know
angles.
what I mean?
No, it's true that it is the Kali. It's that goddess, the archetype of that raw and very like wild, angry woman. And we spoke about anger a lot, and this is kind of going to bring us into the conversation about race, which I do think it's like the elephant in the room often, or it's the unspoken tension amongst particularly people here in Cape Town and women, and even in the industry still. Recently, I just did a shoot yesterday and was brought to my attention how still today there is like the token black girl and how they're positioned, and the level of disrespect that, you know, from producer to art director to director, this like unspoken tension of objectifying and like of race, and using it for the so-called society's new diversity, but not a true inclusion. Yeah,
not.
exactly.
So this is why for me, in spaces like that, I don't have time, no room to try and correct and just get involved, get my money, get the fuck out.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is what the woman said to me.
In those spaces, there's no room or no time for me right now on set or at work to try to be dealing with race relations. It's too bigger. It's, you know what? Keep your head down, do what you need to do, get your money, get out.
Yeah.
In other spaces, I don't know which other space those are, because like on set is not the time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get fired. I can't afford to get fired.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
That was that comment about like
It's-
the angry black woman. Like one of the women said to me, she's like, if I make a comment,
dude.
I'm immediately pigeoned as the angry black girl, and nothing gets done. I'm again using my energy for arguments and for change. There's no space for it. And something that Danny said was, give me my money so I can be the producer, so I can
Yes.
take that money and start creating my own shows, so I can be the director at the next film, at the next shoot, at the next commercial, where we're in a position where we're creating stories.
until then we don't. And remember, this is Cape Town. Yo,
Cape Town. It's different because you lived in New York for almost 10 years, I think, right?
6.5.
How was your feeling there?
First year very, very hard. I was trying too hard. You know when you first year was hard because I was trying too hard to be what I'm not. It's like I was trying Sex in the City. You know, you watch too much TV.
Of
Oh
course,
my God,
I love
me.
Sex in the City.
Tapping. So the moment I stopped being what I wasn't in Cape Town, rather what I wasn't in New York started to say yes. So what I loved about New York was the freedom to just be. I guess people will say you can be wherever you are. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for people who can be wherever they are, like who can be themselves. I am consistent, but there are certain spaces that are rather quite liberating.
Yeah.
And New York was that.
Yes.
New York says, you're pink, you're blue,
Mm.
come. You want to change your mind and be
Yes.
orange? Sure.
Yeah.
New York says, you know what, whatever the fuck you want to be, whatever you want to be it. If you change your mind, great. Whereas some spaces are like, you're not allowed to change your mind. This is.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
happy for people who don't care what people think. I'm not one of those. Like I'm
I
a social animal and I care what you think. Of course, not necessarily everybody, but there are people in my life who I care a lot what they think. So these things affect how you move through Earth.
Yeah, just go back to this idea of allyship. So we were speaking about, you know, I find it uncomfortable calling myself a feminist because there's still a lot of tension around this topic, and it's very white, and it's very it's not intersectional, and it's not really touching on subjects that are really going to make big waves and big changes. And so as women who are empowering women, how do we make that space, which is still predominantly white or predominantly focused in on, I don't know, old rhetoric of feminism, how do we break that open, and how do we become bridges for like real shifts for the majority of the those who are disadvantaged or in spaces of inequality, really?
Are we empowering women though?
Hmm?
Are we empowering women? Like I always ask, like for years I've just, we get paid, we make our money, we get wow, but I am participating. I am participating in so many ways in
An objectification.
an objectification, in a machine that feeds off of your insecurity. I benefit from your
Yes.
insecurity. I participate in coming for them. So
It's fucking hard.
I
That's the
participate.
hypocrisy.
That's the hypocrisy of my life.
Yes.
It's like, how can I say I'm empowering you in the same breath?
Yeah.
This is what I'm partaking
Is
in.
I'm partaking in this? You know, I'm part of this. So I don't know.
It's like the vegan we were talking about who still likes leather. And it's
This is
all
why
these
I'm
things.
like, this is why I can't be a vegan. I still want to wear my leather, right? So so I don't know if
No, just already being here and just speaking your truth
Yeah.
is already a step forward. I feel like we can inspire young girls by just, telling our truth.
I hope to look, the only inspiration I can inspire a young girl, the only thing I can hope is to forgive yourself. I don't know, but then they're so fucking there. But then again, you're young, you probably haven't messed it up too much.
No, it is, but it is forgiveness and love.
Forgiveness and
Forgive
love.
yourself.
Like I'm never gonna be perfect.
You're never gonna. Yeah, actually, that's it. Like if that's it. If there's anything I could say to you, young girl out there, if there's a bag you must always, if there's a burden you can carry on your back, is one of self-forgiveness and self-compassion. That you must always have on your shoulders. That always, because you will release yourself quickly. You'll be gentler with yourself. You'll be, and if there's any gift, this is something that I wish I could give myself, that I'm learning how to give myself, the gentleness with oneself. So be gentle. So going back to, it's something that I question a lot. Like every time I shoot and every time I work,
I was having that as well. Like
No,
I'm
I
doing
do.
a cider commercial,
I
but yet I
do.
don't drink and I don't want to perpetuate alcoholism.
Yeah, this is the thing. I had a job like that, and I had to ask myself, but it's like, I'm not saying go drink. I don't know. I'm questioning that.
It's the gray zone.
It's the gray zone, and also, how do I eat and not starve but still not hurt the world? If there's such, you know.
Yeah, because like, shit, man. This is also where our income comes in. And is there really, in the world right now, a purely socially just, environmentally just form of business that also allows you to work and survive and partake and not hurt? You know, it's so complex, it's so nuanced, and yeah, I think, as Iggy was saying, speak your truth and be aware of it, and just be honest about the fact that we're not perfect and we don't have the answers, and so we're exploring the questions. There's no solution here, there's just questions. What do we do?
Yes.
How do we do it? Is there space for learning and you know, and having, like, sometimes sitting with the fact that there is no answer, and that's uncomfortable, and like, okay,
you know, one of the things when I stopped drinking and the reason really was learning, was so I could learn to sit with the uncomfortable, because for so long I ran, like I was such a runner. Oh my god. You know, when you're just like, where's Kay? Oh my god, I'm in New York, man. Where's Kay?
Yes.
Actually, I'm somewhere else. Run.
yeah.
Until you realize you cannot run from yourself. Oh, you can. Oh, you can try.
With
You can
alcohol
try.
and numbing.
You can try, but running from yourself is not it. So
Like keeping busy.
but yeah. So what I would like to say, you know, as if you're watching this episode right now and you're thinking, oh, these bunch of models are like, these pretty people are so annoying. It's just I would hope that you would engage from a position of human to human, woman to woman, and not necessarily models. We just use that because it is what we do after all. It's not definitive, like I said earlier. And I think we're also in a position to have this conversation because we sell perfection to you. We are your barometer of perfection.
And in a way, it's like a weird responsibility to come
for
back
us to
and say,
say,
actually, wait a moment.
Whoa.
We're gonna look behind the eyelashes, like you said, the false eyelashes.
Exactly. So yes, look out for that. Behind the fake lashes is something that I'm working on, so that we show you that, like, as much as we're in this and we're all airbrushed perfection, there's also the other side of it. We're not going to destroy your fantasy of it. No, it's not the point. But the thing is, there is a responsibility for me that I feel to inform, also to say, listen here, it's not like that always. Because I think a part of me really truly is, I want to be seen for who and what I am, and not what you think I am.
Thank you guys. This was Model See the Light.
I know.